The Philips Hue bulbs are pretty much the standard for smart light bulbs. I've been wanting to get some for a while, but I finally decided to pick some up for our living room, and I also got one for my bedroom too. I've got to use them for the past few weeks now, so here's my verdict on them and whether I think they're worth it. Here's my Philips Hue starter kit review. Included in the starter kit are 3 bulbs as well as a hub. You'll only ever have to get one hub that can connect to all of your devices. Weirdly enough, it doesn't actually have Wi-Fi built in, and it has to be connected directly to your router by Ethernet. Once it's connected, it's super easy to set up new Hue bulbs. You just put the light bulb into their holders, go to light setup in the app, and then you press on the add logo and then search. It should then find and add it. You can then change its name from the I button, and you can go back and add it to a room from the rooms icon. Simple as that. The app itself may take a bit of getting used to, but once you know it, it's pretty easy to get around. On the first tab, you've got the rooms that you can switch on and off to switch all of the bulbs in that room on and off, or you can go within the room to alter the individual lights' colours, or just switch them off and on. And there's also a tab to create scenes. They're predefined scenes that will change the colour of your lights in the room to portray a certain scene. You can also make your own scene. For example, I've got 3 at the bottom, more on them later. Going back and then swiping to the right, you'll see the routines tab. I haven't used many of these, but they're basically for switching the lights on and off, or fading them in, out over time, when you leave the house or come back to the house, or at certain times when you wake up or go to sleep. I have used wake up to wake up once, and it does actually work pretty well. As you'd expect, the lights gradually fade in over time. That kind of wakes you up to a sort of sunrise. I've also used my routines that I've set to switch off all the lights at 1 AM if we forget to switch them off before bed. Note though that you can only set this per room and not per bulb. The next tab has mostly stuff that you're never really going to be using other than the Hue Labs. Now again, I haven't really used any of these other than the Living Scenes one. And what Living Scenes basically does is it will make the bulb alternate between colour palettes that you choose with the transition time and brightness that you can set. This is really nice, but you can't unfortunately set it to be enabled as the light switches on. It just stays on the last colour that it was on before it went off. Within Hue Labs, there are other formulas that you can play around with. Some require other Hue products, but lots of them work with just the bulbs. Finally, going back to the last tab, you've got the option to manage and add bridges, lights and accessories, as well as do software updates and see about the product. And that's pretty much it for the app. And now that we've been through all of that, I can say that I actually hardly ever use the app, and that's because of voice. Most of the time we control the lights through voice, either from our phones or via the Fire TV remote that has Alexa built in, or it's just automated. So starting off with the voice control, within the Alexa app you can import the Hue products and then import everything from the Hue app, such as scenes and things like that. You may have to press the button on the bridge as you're adding them. With it, I can just say switch off living room lights, which I've labelled to be all the Hue lights as well as the fish tank light, which is plugged into a TP-Link smart plug, and they'll all just switch off. And I can also switch them on in the same way. I don't usually have to do this though, because they actually automatically switch on 30 minutes before sunset and fade in over 20 minutes. I was able to achieve this through an app called Stringify that I actually heard of from Kevin the Tech Ninja. Anyway though, within the app I made a flow that achieves that, but for some reason TP-Link smart plugs don't integrate with either this app or If This Then That natively, so I did have to get it working through a web request done through If This Then That, but that stopped working recently and I don't really know why. But basically what it means is the fish tank light used to switch on as the Philips Hue light switched on, but that just doesn't work anymore because the webhook just isn't working anymore for some reason, and I haven't really gotten the chance to look into it. But another command that I actually used to use alongside with the webhook to switch the fish tank light on is 3 different scenes that could have just been natively done through the Hue app, but because I wanted the fish tank light to switch off and on, I did it through If This Then That. And that's dim mode, movie mode, as well as full brightness as I called it. Movie mode brings the lights down to around 10% or so and used to switch off the fish tank light. Dim lights used to bring the lights down to around 50% and again switch off the fish tank light. And max brightness used to switch all of the lights onto 100% as well as have the fish tank light on. That's just what I use it for though, and it's really just scratching the surface as to what you could do with them. You can link them to a whole load of things through If This Then That as well as Stringify, and have them flash and change colours and do all sorts of things. That's what I really like about Philips Hue. It's got compatibility with lots of different apps, so you can make it as simple or as complex as you want, depending on what your needs are. And I basically just wanted it because I wanted it to be voice activated, and I also wanted it to be able to adjust brightness levels and things like that. And lights that could all work together and also change colours for special occasions and things like that. But things like them switching on automatically based on when the sunset is something that I didn't even know it could do before, but it's really a great bonus. Some people might not need that and may want them to flash when they get an email notification or whatever, but that's up to you. Not everything is good though. Switching the light off and on from the wall switch will reset its lights, and you won't be able to control them while they're off obviously, which has been annoying a few times when they were switched off by accident. It also sometimes does make them a bit of a pain when they have to be switched on at night, but really switching the switch off and on isn't really that big of a deal. Especially since you can get them back to where they were before by just saying to switch to that scene if they were in a particular scene. They're also really costly up front, as well as when you buy more products down the line, so really, ultimately, it's up to you if this product's worth it or not. Is all the stuff I mentioned worth the cost, do you think? Or do you think it's a bit gimmicky? Or do you think there's something I missed? Be sure to let me know down in the comments down below. And if you'd like to see more Philips Hue stuff, as well as more home automation videos, be sure to give this video a like so I know that you want to see more stuff like that. And let me know in the comments down below too. But for now, I'll see you all in the next video. Hope you'll have a great day. Bye.